A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide for a beautiful canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now it's late in winter. It feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in the cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah, yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens, and I freeze to death. Oh, wait. The snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only signs of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. The rustling of a dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind.
Hisao? You came?
I don't know how to pronounce any of these names. I'm assuming it says Hisao. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. The note is even in pink envelopes, guys. Alright, so I might be a little confused. Am I Hisao or Iwanako? I'm Hisao? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Yep, I'm Hisao. Okay, now I've established who I am. The game just started into this world and stuff. Uh, yeah, pathetic.
Yes, I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it.
A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. They need to work on easier to speak words. Iwanako flinches ever so often against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried.
You see, I wanted to know if you'd go out with me.
I stand there motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
Hisao?
I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Well, that's not good.
Hisao?
My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror.
Hisao!
The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, and Wanako running towards me, all these fade to black. The last thing I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Wanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. So guys, welcome to the interlude. I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Katawa Shoujo? Soju. That's good in Korea. So, yes, this is the game that was chosen by you guys on Twitter. Lily put up the poll of the 3 games. And so and it was talked about in the past about doing a dating sim. Although this one starts off with a heart attack, so we'll see. I don't know much about this game. Lily's kind of given me some information, but not like about the game itself. More of a apparently he's wounded, and I've seen when I was looking for. You can see right down here. This game, by the way, is horrible for rendering. You see the window of it? I can't change the size of that window. That window is locked in. Those dimensions. This game likes it. XSplit can't even record it properly. So while I was looking for this thing down below, this little banner, I took note that there's a lot of injuries involved in this game. So either A, there are people that are already previously injured, or B, I'm going to be wounding a lot of people, I think. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. That's up to 5, for those of you who don't know. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia? God, I'm going to butcher so many words in this thing. I think that's arrhythmia. I didn't know arrhythmia had 2 R's in it, but a strange word. Foreign, alien one that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. I want to pause there. I just want to point out that it was a girl that caused him to be in the hospital. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course, there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay in the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Aww. Aren't schools so great? Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. And Wanako was the last to stop visiting. Aw, that's nice. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. Well, yeah, she caused you to have an arrhythmia. Of course you don't. The gift that keeps on giving, right? We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. Yeah, that'd be awkward. Can you imagine if they got together? How'd you meet your mother? Well, she caused me to have a heart attack. in the forest when she confessed her feelings for me. The hospital, it's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have millions of other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that was the surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answers shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did, because TV sucks in hospitals. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading. I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time had blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really even noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in the realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash onto my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness of my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely. And I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is that supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and sets them aside as if to make a point of the pointless of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to me. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescriptions. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. I honestly have no idea what a wooden expression looks like. I mean, I've heard cold and ice and all that. Wooden, though. Like, is it grainy? So many. I take it from his hand and take a look at myself feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Wow. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. I can't make out one because I was oh wait. Propanolol. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contraindications. Wow, I can't even do that word. And dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it, attempting to only make me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day. I'm afraid this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that the list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has... Oh, I'm sorry, that's the dad. The dad is now the doctor, just so you know. I gotta make sure I read these things. Calm down? The way he says it tells me his new full. Wait. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Ugh. Whatever of my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I... It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from the highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to the other heart problems, people in your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. I cursed. What kind of in-grade child am I? What's an in-grade? I don't know. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanting to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that is. Oh, a special school that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. His father sounds so bad. Your father's right. As many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things, a person doesn't have to be held back by their disabilities. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought of my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame the lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out or something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is that I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. But the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. So much reading in this game, guys. So I'm assuming this is the intro. This has got to be me. But this is where I'm actually going to end the episode because this is going to take some interesting stuff. As you've probably noticed, not all the voices are mine. There will be... I'm going to have to definitely do credits with it. I don't even know how to save this game, I just realized. Like, is there a menu or something? Or I'm what? No, I'm still in dialogue, so... Oh, well, I guess we got to continue the dialogue until I have the ability to go into some sort of options menu, so... Yeah, it's fun. The gate looks far too promptless for that. You know what? Instead, what we're going to do, we're going to end it here, and you guys will have to see inside the gate next time. Bye!